In 2012, a congressional hearing revealed a document that showed a single American had somehow grown a tax-free retirement account to a balance worth over $5 billion. That specific billionaire used a rare set of circumstances involving private company stock. But while his path was unique, it ended in a tax-advantaged account that functions under the same broad rules as a standard 401k. And there is a specific high-volume contribution path into that same tax-free status available to normal professionals today. For most high earners, the standard retirement system feels finished once they hit a specific number. For 2026, the law caps your own 401k contributions at roughly $23,000. Anything saved beyond that red line usually spills over into a standard taxable account. However, the tax code allows for a much higher total limit. The 2026 combined legal ceiling sits closer to $70,000, leaving massive empty capacity unused in many plans. Utilizing this extra space requires executing a specific, perfectly legal sequence of moves known as the Mega Backdoor Roth. To see how that sequence works, we have to look at the internal architecture of a standard corporate 401k as a three-layered system. The bottom layer is your standard contribution, capped around $23,000. The middle layer is the employer match. Above those is a third layer, after-tax contributions. This fills the gap to the $70,000 total limit, often the largest contribution area in the plan. Here is the point of confusion. After-tax contributions are not the same thing as a Roth 401k. While both are funded with money you've already paid income tax on, they follow different rules for how they grow. If you simply leave money in that after-tax layer, any future growth it earns is still taxable when you eventually withdraw it. Without an additional step, it functions more like a standard brokerage account than a true tax-free retirement fund. This makes the after-tax contribution a raw ingredient. It provides the volume needed to get more money into the plan, but it requires a specific override to achieve tax-free growth. That override is a mechanical step called the in-plan Roth conversion. The goal is for the money to spend as little time as possible in the after-tax bucket. It should be instantly moved through a conversion gate and into a Roth vault, which effectively relabels the money before it has a chance to generate taxable growth. Because you already paid tax on the initial contribution, and because there was no time for it to grow between the contribution and the conversion, the move triggers zero new taxes. Once the money is inside that Roth vault, it compounds tax-free for the rest of your career, just like a standard Roth IRA. To see the impact, consider two professionals earning the same $140,000 salary. Both have the same capacity to save, but only one of them uses this conversion step to put away an extra $15,000 a year. Over 20 years, the first earner builds a solid foundation, but hits a tax barrier that slows their growth. The second earner breaks past it, accumulating a surplus gap worth several $100,000 in additional tax-free wealth. While both earners had the same income and the same discipline, the difference in their outcomes was determined by whether or not they utilized the specific contribution mechanics available in the tax code. There is one final hurdle. Even though federal law allows this strategy, individual corporate 401k administrators hold the ultimate power to decide whether or not to offer these features to their employees. Some plans allow after-tax contributions, but don't provide a way to convert them to Roth status while you are still employed. This effectively traps the money in a taxable growth environment, removing the primary benefit of the strategy. To see if your plan qualifies, log into your 401k portal and look for a specific legal document called the Summary Plan Description. Inside that document, you are searching for two non-negotiable phrases: after-tax contributions and in-plan Roth conversion. These features are common at large modern technology firms, where employees often advocate for them. However, many traditional employers simply never included them in their plan design because they were never asked to do so. The most effective financial strategies are rarely based on complex loopholes. They are usually just a matter of reading the dense plan documents that most people ignore and utilizing the layers of the tax code that are already sitting there, unused.